All right, welcome into Before Floor, an extension of 5 on the floor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Wait, that's not my job anymore. I'm no longer the host of this program. I'm just the host of 5 on the floor. The new host here is Jonathan Romlikan. He's going to be with you pretty much before every game this season. He's going to tell you about Prize Picks, so make sure you use that code 5. He's going to tell you who else you have here. All I'm going to say is this, and then I'm going to bolt and let these guys take the show. Show will be in great hands this season. We got a great crew with Gad and Timmy. One of us from 5 on the floor is going to be on here all the time. So me or Brady or Alex or Greg giving you what's going on from the arenas. But Jonathan, it's your show. Nobody wants to hear from me anymore. 5 on the Floor podcast after the game. Timmy from the Bahamas. Do the Prize Picks thing. Have a good day, everybody.
So the Prize Picks thing, make sure you guys, if you're watching this, go to prizepicks.com, use the code 5, double your deposit up to $100. They have some pretty good props going on right now. They have somebody like DeMar DeRozan sitting at 12.5. I like the over on that. Somebody like Damian Lillard at 12.5. Like the over on that. Anthony Edwards at 11.5. You know he's going to want to put up shots. A younger guy in the preseason. That's what they're looking to do. Here we go. We got the squad. We got the crew. Welcome to the new pregame show. We got Gad, Mr. Gadiel Cartagena. How you doing, my man?
How to unmute myself there. I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Excited for the season. It's kind of crazy that we're already here. It felt like a really long off season. And then like the last 2 weeks or so, kind of like, all right, you know what? We're starting to get in the groove of things. So I'm excited. I'm hyped.
Definitely a lot of anticipation coming into the season with the different types of moves that we were thinking about making, but with a lot of different things happening, we got different things like Tyler Herro getting his extension, so maybe see some reaction to that. So Timmy, we'll go to you on this one, my man. Tyler Herro got his money. Obviously, it doesn't kick in until next year. What do you want to see this year, and what continued growth do you want to continue to see from him as the season progressed to see maybe that he earned and deserved some of that money?
I definitely just want to see him play through some mistakes. His first year starting, Spo pulled the plug so easily, but now he's paid. He's going to bring a 30 million man off the bench. And I saw him up close for like 5 days last week, and he was one of the most physically, like you could tell, like he put in work in his body. And he even said like he started off so good last year at 198 pounds, but through the season he lost the weight. So now I would actually like to see him stay fit throughout the season. Like we know he does the work. We know he puts in time during the off season, but it's a different level to actually keep up that regimen while playing games, while being sore, while being maybe at 80% and still putting in the work. Because it's easy for you to say you have a cramp or a sprain and I'm not going to work as hard in the gym. Of course, you have to practice patience with yourself, but he said his biggest goal is to keep his weight muscle wise throughout the whole season, because a lot of people like to say, yeah, he was hurt, and this is why Tyler falls up. We don't understand. Like last year, it was still was the COVID year. People got sick. We don't know maybe what Tyler had to go through, and things happen. So we need to treat him as a human, But on the game on the court, I like to see what he can do with other screen. I know on Twitter we like to say, oh, he depends on screens too much, and Riley even said, Bam needs to get some checks from all these guys, Max, Herro, and Duncan. But Tyler said he worked on this ISO game this year, and we've been begging for a 3-level scorer. Maybe Tyler is that player.
Yeah, and like you said, part of that ability is the availability that he's going to have over the course of his career. Every season, he's missed a chunk of the year, right? He's missed 15 to 25 games, whether it's a calf, a hamstring, different things that are going on with him. We want him to be healthy. So I think for number one, that's what I want to see this year from him, is a healthy Tyler Herro, because I think when he's healthy and when he's playing at his maximum capability, we see how good he can be. We see the improvement that he makes year to year. But when he starts getting hampered by the injury bug, that's when he starts to kind of reel back a little bit of what he can truly be. Let's flip the switch to another one of the guys, somebody else that we think that has to take a step for this team to be successful. Gad, let's talk about Bam Adebayo, right? Obviously, we talked about or saw him take a couple of three-point shots in the game yesterday. But what other things do you want to see from him, including that three-point shot, in this pregame or in this preseason game specifically, as well as the season goes on?
I think in the preseason, if you can see some three-point shooting, that would be a good sign, because we can say, oh, he does this all the time over summer, and yes, he'll take shots in Miami Pro League, but we've never seen Bam like go out in a scrimmage or a preseason game or anything like that and just pull threes, not at the end of a shot clock. Like he'll take those, but he was doing it pull-up threes. Now, granted, I don't think we're going to see too many pull-up threes from Bam, but if he can take that shot comfortably at the top of the key, that I think changes things a little bit. I don't know if it will do as much in year one of him shooting threes as people anticipate. The number one thing that I want to see from Bam is getting to a face-up game. Like, are you comfortable just getting the ball on your spot, either it's the baseline or the high post, and just looking at the basket, looking at your defender, and seeing food. Because Bam can do that. But we know for whatever reason, he isn't capable or has not been consistent in terms of doing that thus far in his career. So if he can just do that, have a little bit more aggression and less, I want to see the offense look like it's trying to help Bam. I don't want to see Bam consistently look like he's trying to help the offense, because that's one of the things I think has been an issue in terms of him toggling between scorer and playmaker, which he struggles with. I want to see those two kind of mesh together this season.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point you make, that he always puts the offense above himself. He's a very too unselfish player, to the point. The game starts at 7:30, Quiz. Thank you, Jose. But he's a little too unselfish at points, right? Where he'll give up the ball. He'll try to look for the other guys when he should be looking for himself. Alejandro, of those two guys, are two young cornerstones, Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. Which one of those two do you think takes a bigger leap this season?
Well, I think it has to be Bam, right? His extension already kicked in. So I think if you look at both progressions, right, Bam should be a little bit ahead of Tyler Herro. So I would say Bam Adebayo, of course. After what happened with Tyler Herro last year in the playoffs, you kind of want to see a lot more from him also, but I would say Bam Adebayo for sure.
Awesome. Now, we have a bunch of the other guys, right, on this team, and we're going to need a bunch of those guys to step up for this team to work. This is a team that everybody has to play their role efficiently and at a high level for them to be successful. Guys like Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and we can even throw Duncan Robinson in that conversation. Tim, I'll go to you on this one. Which one of the other guys, the Oladipo, right? Which one of those other guys do you think tonight has the biggest game?
So I actually think it's going to be tonight. Tonight is Duncan's coming out party. We talked with him so bad last year. But I talked to him at camp and he said he feels freer. You saw last night he actually played, so free. And I think he'll get back to this 40% shooting with much less minutes. But overall for the season, I think it's Depot. Gad spoke about the pull-up jumpers that Bam was doing for 3 days straight. Coaches work specifically with Depot and Bam on that's exactly like that's not something he just pulled up. Like the coaches specifically put Depot and Bam on the wing for like half an hour, and all they practice, and you can see this on my page from my videos, they only practice pull-up threes, like step back threes, and this is Bam and Depot like for half an hour. So this might be something. I saw Spo said last night, like when you want a guy shot shooting threes the first time, you teach him the top of the key three. So shout out to Marco. I think Marco asked earlier in one of our chats when Bosch started shooting threes, what was his attempt? So Bosch was only 1-3 a game, in 12-13, and then 13-14 it was 2.8. I would like to see Bam maybe at that 2.8 just for just attempt him, just get it up, make big, and then someone's gonna jump, and if a center is jumping at Bam or a four center is jumping at Bam at the top of the key, that's a free throw. That's either a foul or make.
Yeah, who do you think throughout the season and tonight has the best progression out of those other guys?
Out of the other guys, I kind of want to go with Depot also. I think what he brings is something that I don't think anyone on the team can do outside of Jimmy. So that's something that we've kind of been lacking, someone who can kind of get to the rim off the bounce, defend multiple positions on the wing. Now, I don't think he's as good or smart of a defender as Jimmy is, because Jimmy's one of the best in the league, but Depot giving you some facsimile of that. Now, if he can parlay that with some shooting, with the rim pressure, with some of the shot creation that he can do, and some of the driving kick game that he has, I think that makes a big difference for this team. Whereas other players, I can see them fitting in more, but I think Depot, he might actually make his stamp on this team. Now, if he doesn't do it, I'm not going to hold him for it. That's just me being hopeful. But I think Depot could actually have a pretty damn good season this year. We forget how valuable of a player he used to be. And it looks like the stars are aligning, and we've heard a lot of positive buzz about how Depot's been looking. So I'm excited for him, first and foremost. But a lot of these guys, I think, have solid seasons.
Yeah, definitely. I think outside of that, I think maybe Max Strus can be that guy that's really going to take that step up, just adding different dimensions to this game. I think he was a little bit more naturally a better defender than Duncan. Obviously, he just has a little bit more of a body, a little more physicality to him. But I think that Max Strus, outside of, like you said, Oladipo, I think he can be the guy that steps up this year and really helps this team out as far as the floor spacing and consistently being a guy that will bring that 3-point threat for everybody else. Because if you don't have guys like Bam and Jimmy consistently shooting those threes, it's going to have to be those other guys that help. And I do want to thank Darius Jordan for the $2 dono. He said, what will it take, Gad? So let's go ahead and let's get into these predictions right now. Gad, I'll start with you. What will it take for the Heat to win tonight against the Grizzlies? Or against the Timberwolves, sorry.
The Timberwolves. I don't care if they win, if I'm being honest with you. I just want to see how everyone really looks. Didn't get to go to that scrimmage yesterday. But I'm excited. Like, there's a lot of question marks for this team. And I know people tend to be scared by question marks. I look at it as an opportunity for these other guys to step up, whether it's going to be a Nikola Jovic, a Haywood Highsmith, or whatever. There's a bunch of questions at the 4. Is Caleb Martin going to be the same or better than he was last year? That remains to be seen. Can Max and Gabe build on what they did? I mean, there's a ton of questions that I think need answering. And we start to see how the Heat are going to approach the season tonight. So I'm really just excited to see what lineups it is that we're trying. Are we going to see 2 bigs? Are we going to see Bam and Yurt? Are Bam and Yurt both going to be shooting threes? Are we going to see Herro and Duncan playing it all? Like, there's a bunch of different combinations that I think are more important than the actual win-loss. But you always do want to win every single game you get a chance to win. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, mad scientist Coach Spo is always the most fun thing to see from an outside Heat fan perspective. Timmy, what are your thoughts on tonight's game? How do we get it done? And what do you want to see?
So without Cat, without Gobert. I
Rudy
think
Gobert.
Gobert, I think he's gonna win because Bam sometimes struggles against 2 centers, Jokic and Cat. So no Cat and Gobert. So like that's 2 for 1. I think Bam is gonna use this game as a scrimmage. Like, we're gonna see maybe some pro AM Bam because Jimmy is resting and Debo's resting, and we have no Vincent. Vincent got a bit of an injury during preseason scrimmage, but nothing too rough. So I feel like the one player who I actually think is going to show off that is Caleb. We know Caleb also always has great games without Jimmy. So without Jimmy, without Debo, Caleb is now that really the only wing who is in a shootout. So I think we get a big game from Caleb tonight and Bam. I want to see Caleb with because like I said, all summer, all camp, he was working on like everything, shooting from 3. I spoke to him and he said, I was a scorer in college. Like, don't mind me being a role player in the NBA. Like, I was the guy in college, and I could get back there if I need to be. So I want to see Caleb tonight with not too much competition tonight because it's still a preseason game. I think we're gonna have a good Caleb game tonight.
Alejandro?
Honestly, like Gad said, it doesn't really matter if we win or if we don't. And it wouldn't be weird if they play with 2 bigs or anything. It doesn't matter. These are the games to actually try to do something different. So why not? And especially against these guys, like you guys were saying. But other than that, I mean, it's exciting to just watch some Miami Heat basketball. Of course, the scrimmage is fun, but nothing like actually playing a real game, even though these are not real games. But you know what I mean? So for the most part, just hopefully we can see a little bit of a better version of Duncan Robinson, a little bit of a better version of Kyle Lowry. These guys are, we have some doubts with these guys, so why not? I know Gad is smiling because this is one of the hot topics during this offseason, but it doesn't really matter. Other than that, would it matter if Bam Adebayo scores 30 points? No, nobody's going to really care.
But if Bam scores 30, I'm throwing a parade on Twitter tonight.
For a preseason game, for real?
I'm pulling out
at some point.
Come on, Gad.
If Bam scores 30 in a preseason game, the pursuit of happiness meme of Will Smith crying in the streets of New York will be on my timeline because, listen, we've been hearing about this for so long, and like we kind of got some good news about it yesterday. Like, hey, Bam shooting threes, whatever. If he comes out today and he's just scoring, it'll be a preseason game. Sure, it doesn't really mean much until game 1 of 82 starts. But it's another step in the right direction. And I'm going to go ahead and celebrate all those little wins that we get. So I will be posting crazy memes if that is the case.
Remember, we've seen Bam scoring 40 points against the Nets in a regular season game. So
no, this is true. I'm going to go ahead and disregard that fact and still celebrate.
Well, Bam always is aggressive without Jimmy. So you might do that prize picks for real. I think you might get a big Bam game for real, So
there you
I don't know.
There you go. Good plug.
No better
Team
way
A.
to
I
close
like
the
it.
No better way to close off the show. I think we're all going to throw a little party if Bam scores 30. Who cares if it's a preseason game? We got Heat basketball back. I think the Heat are going to win. Doesn't matter if we win or lose anyway. But like you said, I want to see what Coach Spo does with that power rotation and that 4-5 combination, because that's the biggest question as far as rotationally how, what's going to go on that season. So like I said, I think the Heat win regardless. Doesn't matter if it's a preseason game or what. We're going to get it done. Gad's going to be posting memes because Bam's going to score 40 and Timmy is going to be partnering out there. So appreciate you guys for checking out Before Floor, an extension of 5 on the Floor, a part of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Appreciate you guys for joining us. And we have a post-game pod that'll be coming out later tonight. So thank you guys for checking us out. Alejandro, sign us out, my man.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, if you have not done so, please subscribe to our channel. We're going to be doing this pregame shows all over during the season, even during the pregame, the preseason games as well. So if you have not done so, please, and if you're new to the 5 Reasons YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe. You turn on the notifications so you get a one on your phone every time we go live or every time we post a video here on our YouTube channel. And please enjoy the game. And remember, follow the guys on social media. We're also going to be doing the Pace and Spaces during halftime. So make sure you tune in for that. And then look for the podcast on 5 on the Floor as soon as the game is over. The guys are going to be potting from FTX Arena. So have a good night. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you for all your comments. I know we're warming up again. Ron, Baby Papaya, Jose Matos, Abdul Mohamed, all of you, thank you for being back here with us in getting ready for this Miami Heat season. And we're also getting ready. We're warming up, and hopefully, let's see if Bam Adebayo can score 40 points. And make sure you go and check PrizePicks.com. Remember, use the promo code 5FIVE, and you'll get up to $100 in your initial deposit. Have a good night. Enjoy the game, and we will see you later tonight here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Bye-bye.